Our top story tonight comes from Afghanistan. A blast has ripped through a mosque in Kabul, killing up to 10 people in the capital. This is the 10th terror attack to take place in the country in the last few months. And this comes just after twin explosions killed at least 9 people in Mazar-i-Sharif. The blasts in Mazar-i-Sharif took place within minutes of each other, targeting 2 separate vehicles. While one minibus was engulfed in fire, the other was damaged. Taliban fighters were seen transporting the victims from the vehicle to the hospitals. The Islamic State has now claimed responsibility for the attack. Since the withdrawal of foreign forces, Afghanistan is grappling with an increasing number of terror attacks. There has been a rise in attacks by the Islamic State, with the Sunni Islamic State group continuing to target Shiites in the country. During Ramzan, a string of deadly bombings targeted the community, the blasts coming 1 week after an attack on a Shiite mosque in Mazar-i-Sharif. At least 12 worshippers lost their lives. The Islamic State had claimed the mosque attack in Mazar-i-Sharif. The very next day, there was a bombing of another mosque in Kunduz. It killed at least 36 people during Friday prayers. Another attack targeted Shiites in Kabul when 2 bombs detonated at a school and killed 6 students. Since its takeover of Afghanistan, the Taliban have been fighting an invisible enemy, the Islamic State Khorasan. The ISIS-K has been taking advantage of the political turmoil, actively recruiting in the war-scarred nation. The group is based out of the Afghan province of Nangarhar. A lot of ISIS-K members are actually defectors from the Taliban and other regional terror groups, which means the ISIS-K has sympathizers in the Taliban. Both the Islamic State and the Taliban are hardline Sunni Islamist groups, but they differ on how to go about practicing Islam. In Afghanistan, 90% of the population is Sunnis. The Shiite Afghans are mostly from the Hazara community. They make up between 10 to 20% of the population. The recent spate of attacks signaling towards a resurgence of terror in the region for India, the whole of South Asia. This could be detrimental. The Taliban officials insist that their forces have defeated the Islamic State, but analysts say the group remains a key security challenge. For more on this, with us on the broadcast is former Afghanistan government advisor Torek Farhadi from Geneva. Thanks very much for being here with us. A string of terror attacks in Afghanistan. The Taliban claim to have defeated the Islamic State, but that has clearly not happened. Does this come along expected lines?
These are dark days for Afghanistan. The Taliban have not been able to secure Afghanistan as they have been claiming. They have not been able to go against the ISIS. In fact, they have limitations in that matter because some of the ISIS fighters are formerly from the same ranks of Taliban, and the Taliban fear that if they go after ISIS, basically there would be even more breaking ranks with Taliban themselves. Within the Taliban, there are different movements. It seems they are not very united. Now there is breakaway movements, and ISIS-K has taken this as an opportunity to create chaos in Afghanistan. They have attacked our Shia and Hazara communities in the school and mosques, and now they have attacked even Sunni Muslims that are from the Sufi devotion line. They attack in Kunduz, and they attack today in Kabul, which unfortunately has many more casualties than the 10 casualties the Taliban announced, or along this line. The Taliban have brought an atmosphere of poverty in Afghanistan because the international world is not recognizing them. Of course, there's less trade and investment with Afghanistan. People are jobless. And the Taliban are inhumane in the way they deal with the aftermath of these attacks because they don't let relatives to go to the hospital and give blood to their wounded. That increases the number of casualties. And they also limit the press media in going and covering these bombings because they want to minimize their failure.
What does the resurgence of this terror threat in Afghanistan mean for the entire region, specifically for India?
Well, all these groups basically are operating in Afghanistan without the Taliban showing resolve to go after them. The Taliban basically are securing themselves in the seat of power, but they are not securing the borders of Afghanistan. Pakistan has complaints from the TTP, which has killed 100 soldiers in Pakistan. These TTP elements are within Afghanistan. Iran has complained that the border is not controlled by Taliban and members of Daesh might seep into Iran, cross into Iran. Tajikistan has asked Russia to bring 5,000 troops to secure the border between Afghanistan and Tajikistan. And Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan are discreetly taking measures to secure their borders. So far, it's the immediate neighbors of Afghanistan that are suffering from the resurgence of terrorism in Afghanistan. But in the long run, a region which is unstable, a country which is unstable, can also have negative effects on India. And I think Indians, the government has mentioned this in meetings with the Russians and Americans. And I think I saw a news report that the Indian foreign minister has also said that the world, with the war in Ukraine, has completely forgotten about Afghanistan, the poverty crisis in Afghanistan, and the security crisis developing in Afghanistan.
Torek Farhadi, appreciate very much for joining us on the broadcast and sharing those perspectives. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.